It's called a promo,
Shut
kid.
your
And
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it. So go ahead.
You ready? No! I said, are you ready?
That was good. Glad you finally decided to pull that giant stick out of your butt and have some fun for once in your life.
You're uneducated marks! You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit!
And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's death.
All right, here I am. Last night, it was Friday night, most exciting return in sports entertainment happened. Pat McAfee back in the WWE.
Let's go!
Man, I was not expecting that kind of return.
No, I just heard the "let's go" and I was like, "Let's go!" I mean, I was ready.
Excuse me. Ugh, God.
I actually really love Pat McAfee. I'm so glad to see him back, even for one night.
I don't know if it was just like we're both in Colorado thing, or if it was Endeavor's way of rolling out the red carpet. I don't know. There's so much to that shit. I don't even know where to start.
I do have a clue. I genuinely think they said this is our first official main roster show of our takeover. Fly in all the people. You got John Cena, you got Pat McAfee, Asuka, Bailey, you got all these amazing people.
It's so hard to keep going without mentioning The Rock. I thought I could do it. I really thought I could go that long. It was too funny. Like I was saying a second ago, weirdly, it didn't do anything for me.
I think as someone who's been following for a while, I understood the importance. Like, I get the importance, and I do respect The Rock. I really like The Rock, but personally, I was like, okay, The Rock's here. That's cool. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, it's weird. It was supposed to be a pop in my soul, and it instead was just like, oh, okay. I don't know how else to describe it. And as you were saying earlier, it's a money draw. And again, I don't know if it's like an Endeavor thing, a new TKO group thing where they're really trying to like roll out the red carpet and like have some star quality come to the product.
There's the rumor that
You have Cody Rhodes.
You do have Cody Rhodes, but there's the rumor that Fox didn't want to pay the money they were asking for SmackDown.
Damn.
Yeah, you hadn't heard? They wanted like, what was it, $300 billion or something?
I had no idea.
They wanted a lot of money for it, and there was a rumor that they weren't going to renew, so they were looked at, Disney and Amazon were looking.
Wow.
But to me, that was,
Disney.
Part of it was like, fly in everyone you can, let's make this first official show of our era big, and another part was like, we got to make sure like Fox knows what they're going to be missing out on if we...
Disney just starts streaming WWE and UFC products. They would be taking a hit at that point, because part of this Endeavor deal that isn't a good thing is grouping with the UFC, who's under a lot of flack right now, and you've seen me on the internet about that all week.
Yep.
The UFC is basically doing absolutely nothing about reprimanding the use of homophobic slurs by their contracted fighters, and all in all, that is super fucked. And then to go with that into a big merger deal like this with the TKO group, like, I don't know if they plan to do anything about that, or if like they're just going to slim past it. And I also hear that moving forward within this deal, and maybe this is just rumor, but WWE is rumoring to introduce weight divisions. They're going to start going by weight divisions.
That was a rumor.
They're going to introduce trios titles, which, wow, didn't see that coming. And then also they're moving PLE's pay-per-views to Sunday nights.
Because they wanted part of a package where you have SmackDown on Friday, UFC events on Saturday, and the PLE is on Sunday. And That's not good for our scheduling, let me tell you that.
I really, truly think they do see the competition from AEW as becoming a legitimate threat, especially with, like, the core pro wrestling fans.
I don't know if you've also seen, there was, like, a document that showed, like, where they literally ran down their list of competitors, and it was, like, AEW, New Japan, Impact, like...
Right.
They acknowledged them all by name.
And I hope to believe that moving forward, one company doesn't buy out the other still, because I think pro wrestling kind of needs an AEW company still.
Yes.
With all the changes happening in WWE. I can speak for myself personally. Like, I want to still have this niche wrestling thing that means so much to me while I watch these changes that ultimately I don't know that I like. And especially with Vince McMahon's name being tied to everything, it makes it really, really hard.
The kind of a funny side note, the fact that he has control over changes in UFC, that's funny as
That
hell.
is, and it's also scary in some senses. And also, not to throw too much shade, but I was reading back on a quote Nick Khan had said within one of the many media interviews he did this past week, talking about Stephanie's departure from the company. And I had no plan to even bring this up, but he pointed out that she was an asset to the company, and then when Vince came back is when she decided to step down, and that really just resonated with me.
It's
Like,
not a good sign.
it's not a good sign.
If not just, your boss, but your father comes back and you're not having it. Ooh.
Yeah. But in many senses, I do think WWE is trying to compete with AEW on a new level. And maybe that's not even a WWE thing. Maybe that was an Endeavor TKO deal where they're like, listen, we're doing this merger, we're buying this company, but we see this competition and we want to do something about it. Maybe. That could just be theory.
I think...
Not Austin theory.
Yeah, I think for now it's a wait and see kind of thing. There's some exciting things going on, and there's some sketchy things, but I do think that this first SmackDown was kind of, despite not getting the pop for Rock that I wanted or that I think they expected, I think this is a really good episode for the masses. Maybe not like there wasn't a lot of wrestling on it. There wasn't, but I think just to kind of show like, oh yeah, guys, we're here.
Yeah, 100%. And another thing with not popping for The Rock, like the crowd actually got really loud for The Rock, and I noticed they still pumped in automated crowd noises.
They just do that now.
I know, it's so weird. And another thing too, I saw Samantha Irvin on Twitter arguing with not only a couple friends of mine, but my girlfriend as well, about the use of automated crowd noises, and like nobody was even hating on her or the production crew or anything. We were just acknowledging its existence. I say we, like I was a part of it. They were just acknowledging its existence, and she was like off on a tangent. She was like saying the hard workers backstage do this and that, and I was like, no one's even talking shit about them. Like, I have no doubt they work really hard. It's just acknowledging the existence of it.
I don't know if I saw it the same, but I personally don't have much thought about that. I really don't like getting into that whole argument over like the piped in crowd noise.
Right. It's not that big of a deal. In retrospect, it's really not even that big of a deal.
That's fair.
There's a lot of arguments that don't need to be had, is what I'm saying.
That is true, and that's kind of the gist of the pod.
Man, Claudio and Eddie got me hooked. That's like the first thing that pops in my mind. I go to the AEW side of the notes. That's what sticks out.
Oh, yeah.
But also, like I was saying, I'm really worried that New Japan kind of spoiled the winner of that match for Grand Slam.
It does sound like it, yeah.
Because they're already promoting Eddie Kingston's next title defense on the 23rd, and then again on the 27th, and down the line. And I don't know if there's one on the 27th. I might be wrong on that date. But regardless, I'm pretty sure Eddie Kingston's winning the ROH title, and I'm not mad at it. It's just, it's a bittersweet moment, I guess, as a Claudio fan.
Yeah, I do get that. I feel like, to be fair, I don't watch Ring of Honor because there's a lot of subscriptions and stuff and money and time, and I just don't have and I don't do the free sites because
Yeah.
my laptop is barely hanging on as it is. I need it for work. So
I'm on 123 Wrestling every day. Another shameless plug for free. And if they want to start paying me for these ads, they're more than welcome to.
please.
I'm just giving free promotion to 123 Wrestling because shout out to them. Truthfully.
Yeah, but I haven't seen a lot of his reign. I think in Ring of Honor itself. So, but I feel like Kingston has.
Beef jerky steak.
I want to say he's earned it. I want to say he deserves it.
100%. He's about to be a double champion. He's earned it.
Yeah.
I stamp that statement. Now before we or where we left off last episode was before Collision. That's what I'm trying to say. Andretti and Mox opened Collision with a really, really good match, and I wanted to start talking about that, but so much shit happened this week. Like I'm barely getting to it at 11 minutes in.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pumped full episode. Strap in.
Because Mox is defending the title literally every fucking day of his life. So
I'm a little sad they broke the alphabetical order thing, though.
I see what you're saying.
Unless they want to change Ray Phoenix's name to what was next?
Get clever.
Was it?
Oh, we got time. Don't worry.
They Dinix. I can't
Oh,
get
my
clever on
goodness.
this.
Andretti steps up to the plate every time, though.
He does.
I've been loving this kid since his debut.
Yeah.
Now, this is what's crazy. I'm looking through these notes again, and most of the ones from early on, I don't even remember writing because I've had to write so many since. But Jade Cargill returned, and she's back to reclaim her TBS title. Now we're already advanced past that with the rumor that she's not even with the company anymore.
Yeah, basically, she had the TBS title match against Chris, lost, and they even showed it on TV. I'm surprised they did.
I didn't know it was going to be on Rampage. I had zero idea until I turned on Rampage and was like, wait, what?
Oh.
This is the main event tonight?
Well, what really caught me by surprise was the fact they showed the interaction afterwards where Jade looked like she was genuinely about to cry, and then her and Chris hug, and it's a feel-good moment, actually. That definitely feels like a goodbye to me.
I definitely did.
And I've seen a lot of people discuss, where does Jade go?
Apparently she's going to the dub.
And apparently, rumor has it, main roster already, off the bat.
And we might re-bring this up in a couple weeks. I don't know. I'm still thinking on it. But here's a little bit of a questionable take for me. Hey, shout out Matt Seidel. We're watching the AEW Dark Volume 1 DVD in the background. So sorry for that random Matt Seidel reference. But Jade was on the China documentary on Peacock. Actually, I believe it originally was on A&E. And she talked a lot about how fucked it was, how WWE management treated China and all the people in the locker room backstage treated her. And it didn't make a lot of sense to me thinking she would go to WWE, even though she looks like she fits WWE.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, she can make it there. It just felt a little off to me that she had those comments to make and then still was like...
I feel like a lot of people do that, though. There's a lot of people that steadfast in there, but think about it this way. What happens if CM Punk ends up going back? It's rumored he might.
It really is. It gets more and more realistic by the day. And if so, good for him. If not, good for everybody else. Good for the locker room.
But the reason I brought that up is because it's the same thing. He said a lot of things about WWE.
Oh, I know.
We all know that. So, it just... Part of it is, the bag, and part of it is, what's best for your career. And Jade going to WWE, she said before she wants to be, Storm from X-Men in an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
That can be her gateway.
And that's exactly what I said. That was the first thing I said, because I remember months ago when she was talking about wanting that role so bad and Bianca Belair being another candidate for that role, and she said, no, I deserve that role. And this literally makes all the sense in the world for those reasons. It just, for that reason alone, I questioned it. But back to the TBS title. My dreams have come true, and Britt Baker is going for the TBS title, which I've always thought it looked good on her. Like, in the game, I've had her as my TBS champion since I got the game, since Fight Forever dropped. I don't know. I just feel like the title fits her.
Okay, I get it.
Not a Britt Baker guy.
Britt Baker is one of the real stars in that division. I will not question that.
Fair.
I will also, however, say that there's hardly a match I've seen of her that I've actually liked her in-ring work. I'm being completely honest. So, knowing Saraya has the women's title and she might have the TBS title, I'm not really vibing with the women's divisions right now.
So, yeah, Saraya's being a borderline cyberbully just for heel heat. I think it looks like she does it just for heel heat, but she does kind of like drag the lines a bit.
I don't understand anymore either, if I'm being honest.
And in some senses, I get it from a psychological standpoint. Like, she's been dragged through the mud by fans for years
She
for
has, that is
reasons
fair.
that she does not deserve to. She does not deserve a lot of the shit she has had thrown at her. But that said, she does not need to counteractively become a
Yes.
cyberbully, because there's instances where people aren't even giving her a hard time and she's just bashing them, digging into their personal lives to like shame them. That's not it.
Yeah, the only other thing I want to say about it is that I also think sometimes you just don't react. Just don't give them feedback. I don't understand why she has to comment to like every person that talks crap. I don't understand.
Yeah. Also, if Baker wins the TBS title, do they continue with like the Baker Sheeta feud that they got going on? Like, we know we got Tony and Saraya out of that 4-ways match, but it also looks like you get Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida. So, is that still a thing? Is that still gonna be a thing?
I guess maybe I don't. Again, I'm not really vibing with the women's division right now. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I'm both confused and uninterested.
Excuse me. And mentioning the women's division in AEW, yeah, it's falling back down a little bit. It kind of like slopes up, slopes down. WWE, as much as like I kind of have a flack with what they got going on business-wise, this week have done excellent in making women's storylines the main thing, and all 3 shows had women's
Yes.
main events.
That is very big props to them.
I was like, wow, I wasn't actually expecting that.
Definitely want to talk about one of those matches a bit later, but
Yeah. If it's the one I'm thinking about, yeah, we'll get there. Cars driving a lot of places. Although, in a short note, shout out to Natalia for wrestling twice in India
Yes.
when Becky Lynch couldn't come. I know it was a little while ago, but talking about it now, I was like, damn. Still, she puts that company on her back.
she does. Even though she doesn't get like nearly the opportunities that I think a lot of people think she deserves.
Here's the opportunity that she does deserve, and I know it's a stretch, but I think this is what needs to happen in pro wrestling. Natalia really does need to leave, and she needs to go win the Owen Hart Cup tournament, because there's no sense to me that shouldn't be hers rightfully.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
How do we feel about Chad Gable? His promo opportunity, getting an opportunity again, all of that.
Okay, his promo, I'm really digging his promos lately. I think
know. Why?
I think he's found this divide between, or this balance between being like the funny thank you guy, but also
It was so annoying at first.
he has this endearment to him now. Like, he's like the American hero almost.
Really, I don't know when, but I got behind him at some point, and I've been riding this train for some reason.
But
I don't understand.
and I do feel like part of me is like, he does deserve another opportunity, but at the same time, there's so many people in that division that also do.
Yeah, are they adding Ciampa to the picture? Because it looks like
It looks
they're
like
adding
it,
Ciampa
yeah.
to the picture.
Which, what happened to the Johnny storyline? It probably never actually happened. He's just something he was doing.
Completely scrapped it. I really thought we were getting a DIY reunion. They scrapped it.
But if it leads to Ciampa getting a match against Gunther, sleeper match from a few years ago, Ciampa and Gunther on TakeOver, that was a really solid match. I would definitely go for that again. And I think that's what they might do. Ciampa versus Gunther next, and then
I like that.
Chad versus Gunther, and maybe that's when Gunther finally loses the title.
Wow. Bold.
I'm making a bold prediction there, but I feel like why would you do 4 match, or is it 4 matches or 3?
3. This is the 3rd.
Why would you do 3 matches where Chad loses all 3 times? Or I guess technically he won.
Yeah, he won the first one, just he didn't win the title.
But I don't know why you would do that unless that was your plan.
And see, out of the 3 people we just talked about, of course I want Ciampa to have the title because he's legit and he deserves it. And I don't even want him to be IC champion. I want him to be the world champion, but I can't get my way. Nakamura is going to be the next world champion.
That would be amazing.
Just give it to him. He's really
he does
that
deserve
guy.
it. His character work, the character work he's done in just the past month.
I'm glad they're letting him. That's my thing.
Yes.
I'm glad they're finally letting him do that shit because it's working. He really is that guy.
Yes, definitely.
Also, this is a random note too, and it kind of goes back onto a different track, but Dominic Mysterio has been on every show every week.
He has.
Like,
Dominic is the workhorse of the WWE.
And I get that it's because he has so much heel heat that like you can put him in crowds and have him get booed for 30 minutes straight, but one, shoving him down our throats just a little too much, and
Yes.
2, dude, that schedule's got to be fucking rough.
It's almost like he's paying his dues almost.
I think that's what they kind of view it as, is like, oh, he's young and has like a family legacy name to uphold, so like let's really test him, let's really work him, put him on a hellacious schedule, see if he can handle it, but maybe that's not the way to go about doing things.
A side note, I kind of see where this is going. I'm going to try and wrap this up really quickly, but Dominic's going to be against Cody on Raw, then Carmelo on NXT. Cody and Dominic have fought before. It's nothing new. But Cody...
On a pay-per-view.
Cody trained with Carmelo to come back after the shoulder injury.
Right.
So I'm wondering if Carmelo gets involved in that match on Raw to, kind of get a little ounce of momentum before his match against him on NXT.
Okay, not impossible.
But then, Dominic, hear me out. I don't want this to happen. Dominic beats Carmelo. And it's because Trick Williams. There's this whole storyline right now where Trick, he's trying to do his own thing, but like Carmelo's like, yeah. So I'm thinking like Trick does something, he tries to help, and like Carmelo's like, what are you doing here? And that whole thing.
I've missed 1 week of NXT, so hopefully I haven't missed too much, but... Which, I mean, I saw the obvious. So.
Yeah.
Once I saw the obvious, which already kind of predicted, and I'm really interested just to see where the women's division goes from there. What women are gonna go to what place, and where the title is gonna go with Becky as far as like, is it defended on NXT regularly? Is it elevated to being on the other shows regularly? It's interesting.
I do have a couple things to say about that, but that's if we get time, I think.
Okay. Before we exit like Elias. Goodbye, Elias.
Goodbye, Elias. Goodbye, grizzled young veterans. They were the grizzled young veterans, soon to be recognized as free agents.
Yeah. With Elias being a free agent, I just don't see, like, what do you do with him and where does he go? I don't know.
I have no clue, but I definitely see GYV going back to Europe.
Yeah.
Although I think AEW could really use him.
AEW's got a lot of people, too, though, is what I always tell myself.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, they could go to AEW, but then AEW's got to run out of money sometimes, and I don't want them to.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Also, Zoe Starks is the new Ronda Rousey, apparently.
I don't... Side tangent here. Why did you do this? Both of them had so much momentum going into that segment, basically.
Yeah.
And then not only did Zoe lose last week, which, I mean, I kind of get it, Shayna, Zoe, you have to choose one. All right. But then Zoe's been like a sidekick her whole career at this point. She was a sidekick to Io, now she's a sidekick, or she was a sidekick to Trish, now she's a sidekick to Shayna. That's literally what it is. Like, let the woman be and let Shayna just destroy people.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
She really could have had a good solo run. And I think, and maybe in some senses, WWE is doing this because they don't have a secondary women's title. And so that tag division becomes the secondary women's division.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. If they really did implement a secondary women's title, it probably would help a lot of these women have better solo runs.
It definitely would. I think there's so many women that they could be doing much more with.
It definitely is. Roderick Strong's been having fucking good matches with a broken neck. Dude, I know he's in so much pain, but have you seen his matches?
Yeah. Adam!
Shit's so funny.
Adam!
Him and Darby Allin had a really good match. Him and Joe had a good match, which I was rooting for.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Roddy, but whatever.
I genuinely thought Roderick Strong was going to win that match.
I thought, yeah, my theory was that MJF was going to come interfere, stop Joe from winning the match to build for Wrestle Dream later on. Him and Roddy could wrestle on Dynamite next week. That was my plan, but hey, maybe it's the other way around. Maybe Roddy's going to Wrestle Dream. That's what he deserves. Wrestling legend.
I love Roderick's character work right now. Like,
Yeah.
AEW has some amazing character revitalizations going on right now. It's crazy.
Again, it'll always baffle me that somehow they found a way to make us love MJF without really changing who he is.
Yeah, it's really weird, but really cool.
Do you understand the TNT title picture? It's like, do I even bring that up? Because do we even understand it? There's so many, like, puzzle pieces around. Darby Allin's in it. Nick Wayne's in it. AR Fox, Christian, Luchasaurus. Edge is in it now, apparently.
Maybe, yeah. Like, I think the TNT title is another prop at this point. I think it's a prop for just this whole storyline.
At least it's not the Muscle Man title anymore. It was the Muscle Man title forever.
That's fair.
I didn't appreciate the Hobbs title run when I had it.
That's also fair.
Hobbs coming back.
Oh, he's going to come back. When CJ Perry becomes his manager. And
she cut a solid ass promo.
She did, though.
Solid ass promo. And what's funny is I don't remember if we had mentioned her return the week before or not, but I listened back to our episode and we definitely had mentioned her return.
Yes.
Just, I didn't really click it until I heard that promo and was like, yo, this is bigger than I thought it was.
It's crazy that the whole meat thing took it over. That I don't think anyone's really talked about the whole actual story to it.
Ooh, what is the whole story to it if I don't know? I need to know.
The story is just that Miro forsook his forsaken. I don't know
I think
forsook his god, his I already forgot
his
what the
wife,
second
his
thing
people.
it is. Flexible hot wife.
Yeah.
And then like she's like, no, you don't forsake me. If you forsake me, I'll forsake you. And that's literally the story, basically.
And now she's going after Hobbs.
I think
that's what they did with her and Bobby Lashley.
That's what I was saying, though. Like, why would you... This is what you guys complained about.
Yeah.
And then you're doing it again in another company? Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
I just don't understand sometimes.
Turn the volume down. I'm going to find a video amidst all this talking, but I had to turn the volume down so I don't blurt out shrimp. That's me censoring the words. We're a censored podcast now.
Are we?
No. Fuck
I was
no.
about to say, like...
No.
I'm trying to stop cussing myself, just in general.
I have a thing in my, like, real life, day-to-day, where I enjoy not cursing and just saying replacement words, because those are funnier to me. So I always say shrimp instead of shit.
That's fair. We need a counter, by the way.
Dude,
I think we'd be at like 6 that's fairs now.
Oh, yeah. The merch is coming soon. Dude, my next topic was the Blackpool Combat Club, who I always love talking about.
Oh, hell yeah.
Are they turning face again? Or it's hard to tell because they're just cool as shit.
I don't understand. I don't understand that whole, just that whole thing, really. I think they're heels, but Danielson's a face, or something like that.
Again, it's hard to tell. They're just cool as shit, I guess.
They kind of are. Like, why not just make them tweeners?
Tweeners.
Yeah.
That just doesn't sound right at all. Man, are we watching Britt Baker and Riho? Riho and Britt Baker are tag teaming on AEW Dark. Good for them.
Good for them.
What if they brought AEW Dark back, but not as like an actual show? Like they just ran 2-3 dark matches at the beginning of every live event for the fans only. I think that'd be sick.
Wow. Well, that certainly would be a thing.
And maybe we could see Danielson wrestle on there one time.
He's trying to go see Danielson before he retires.
I have to.
I mean, I'd love to, but money's an issue.
Whenever you've watched somebody wrestle since they were in Ring of Honor, and then you've watched their whole career just flourish, and you've never watched them live once, that sucks. The only time I watched him live was when he chased MJF down the ramp. He can run.
Oh yeah, that man can run. He can wrestle too.
Do we know what's happening? Any updates on the Matt Riddle situation?
I believe there are, but I didn't have time to kind of look into it.
It's like maybe that wasn't the first thing I looked up today.
I think I saw somewhere that he might be back on Monday.
Oh.
So they're just like, whatever, man.
People are saying he falsely made a false sexual assault allegation. Trigger warning for anybody sensitive to the word. Super sorry, but just to be in context, people are saying Matt Riddle falsely made a sexual assault accusation within that JFK airport situation. And I hope that nothing happened to him, obviously, and I don't want him to lie about it if something didn't. So that's what makes the whole situation fuzzy. It was like, if it's true, it's fucked, and if it's not true, it's also fucked.
It's just different fucked for different people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely think there's a point at which someone becomes too problematic, like CM Punk, whether they are at fault or not, that you kind of just have to consider maybe it's time to part ways. I think Riddle's on the edge of that territory right now.
That's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying it for their own selfish reasons.
No, I love Riddle. That's the thing. I love Riddle. And I genuinely don't wish, like, the people, side note, for the people who are like, oh, I hope so-and-so gets released.
Right.
You're fucked, okay? That's fucked up. People losing their jobs, especially in this economy, is just messed up.
And a lot of people are like that, especially on the internet, as we see. People call him a junkie all the time. I think it's fucked up. Like, you fucking junkie.
Man just likes to get high. I get it.
Man, they're like, they need to release that fucking pervert junkie and this and that. It's like, dude.
Whoa, okay.
Guy's just wrestling. Now, again, false accusations like that definitely aren't cool. But also, I can't help but get distracted right now watching Chris Statlander in AEW Dark being as green as a green light. She's as green as an alien right now.
That's because she was. Oh, I get what you did there.
Yeah. She had the whole alien thing. A little schmalien.
It's funny because does she have a character now?
Oh, I don't understand. Like, yes, but it's just her. And also she just does sign language, which is unique. So I think a lot of people love her for that. The best thing about her, in my opinion, is she can have a good match.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need, but a lot of times you need a little bit more.
Sometimes that's all you need. No, you just need to be a good wrestler, and you'll make it to the top.
I don't think that's
It's like, isn't that the case?
even in AEW. I feel like that's not how it works.
No, it's not. But I wish it was. Also, what sucks, Will Ospreay placed 17th on the top 500.
I have an important question.
Oh,
Where did Dragunov place?
that much I cannot answer. I haven't seen the
I
full
haven't
500.
seen it yet either. I've been looking for it though because I want to know where Dragunov placed. Because if he's anywhere below 20, you are dead wrong.
I need to see it. I actually, you know what? Scrap the video I was looking for because I'm not actually looking for it that hard. I want to know more. We know that the Shield is the top 3. Seth
Yes.
Rollins is rightfully number 1, and I get that. Roman Reigns was number 2. Maybe that's debatable. Jon Moxley was number 3, which is earned, deserved, but again, maybe debatable. Gunther was 4, and again, the more you go down the list, the more it's like, yeah, those are really good wrestlers, but I feel like the list is a little misconstrued.
Yeah, I just know there's a lot of controversy about like the top spots, especially the fact that it is the Shield and
The fact that Will Ospreay's 17.
yeah,
He literally wrestled Okada, Omega, Jericho. Who else is he beaten up on? I could just run through the whole G1 Climax list, but it's a long list.
I guess if we're considering like
Dude.
the their opponents, if we're considering how big their opponents are, then yeah, I guess Dragunov wouldn't be that high. But the man puts it in every time he goes in the ring, no matter who he fights. Like, he's always 100%. And he has no reason to be.
Shit's just not fair. I mean, Naito, who won the G1 Climax,
Wasn't even on the list.
wasn't even on the list.
Like, and like a side note, like, lists are lists, right? It's fine.
Yeah.
We all
that's
have our
fair.
personal lists.
That's fair.
But when you purport to be an authority on something, that's where you kind of have to at least try and be a little unbiased, be objective as possible.
At least Vikingo was number 5.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Gunther being 4 isn't bad. It's just MJF is number 6. Okada's number 7. Orange Cassidy's number 8. I didn't even know Josh Alexander was number 9.
I did, and as someone who hasn't seen a lot of Impact this year,
It's like he has had good matches, but 9 out of 500 best in the world in 2023. I don't know if it was that good. Cody Rhodes is number 10. Let's see. I want to find the full list, but man, that's fucking hard.
it is.
Like, do I have to be subscribed to Pro Wrestling Insider to get it?
I
Let's go to the
have
web.
no clue. I swear we've been fans for a long time. I never put a lot of stock into Pro Wrestling Insider, but this is the word near where I was like, oh, I see.
Okay, let's see what we're working with here. Give me the full list, please. I'm hoping this isn't just an ad grabber. Oh, they stopped at the top 10 again. Give me more. Okay, that sucked.
Well,
Okay, we're gonna get there. Just talk more about NXT since that's the only thing
Yes.
you know that I don't.
so NXT this week was really good, actually. The main event, I think the one that everyone cared about, was Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton. Definitely delivered. I was a little scared that Tiffany wasn't going to perform well out there for whatever reason. It's just sometimes recent matches haven't been as good as she could have been, but that Becky Lynch match, really good. And Becky won, and it's going to be really interesting to see where the division goes. They're going to have the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. They've already announced it right now. We don't have a list of people in it. We don't have the brackets or anything. But I'm going to put, this might be a dark horse, but I'm going to put out I think Lola Vice is winning.
Okay.
Lola Vice is a former mixed martial artist. She's come in and she's really popular, at least with that NXT crowd. I think if you're trying to build new stars, that's what you do. You make Lola Vice win. And then, depending what happens with Becky and Tiffany, because part of me thinks Tiffany gets the belt back at No Mercy. But if not, then you could have Lola versus Becky, and that would elevate Lola without actually having her have to win the belt.
It's a theory that makes sense. And when your theories make sense, I know that they're not going to do that, and they're going to go with the fan, accurate to win. Like, who's the most fan favorite to win, you think?
The most fan favorite to win the breakout tournament?
Yeah.
Whew. Here's the thing.
Who's everybody like? Oh, that's...
Roxanne's big right now, right?
Yeah.
But she won it last year.
I see her with the NXT title again.
Yes.
She has to have another NXT title run.
She is fighting Lola Vice, which is kind of why this was spurred on. I think Lola might actually beat her, but Lola has Electra Lopez in her corner who's probably going to help her cheat.
Yeah.
So, but I think Roxanne, possibly. I know they're really big on Lyra Valkyria right now, and I would not be opposed to that.
I could see it. I could see it.
They've obviously put a lot of stock in her. Both Rhea and Becky have, had little segments with her backstage. And I think she's decently popular with the fans. Not like the most popular, obviously, but she definitely has some fans. Cora Jade could come back and win it. She's been MIA for a little bit. That would be
I would not be mad.
And then I think those are the three most. And then I think Lola Vice is like maybe fourth there. Anyone else? And I have no clue what we're doing here.
It'll be interesting to see. But as I feel like as much as Roxanne could win, no, she's definitely going to stay. And if the mic caught this, excuse me for my little belch a second ago, I busted open another beef jerky packet. I got the full 500 list.
Let's go.
It literally took me like 30 more seconds to do it, but I wanted to hear more about that tournament because I kind of missed a week. So
yeah, they didn't really build a lot to it. They just set up the Roxanne Lola match for next week, and it's not part of the tournament.
Yeah.
But part of me feels like it's going to have big implications for it.
Bigger than Bill Goldberg, who has an ad on my screen for some reason.
Get off the screen.
Okay, so we already hit the first top 10 from Seth Rollins down to Cody Rhodes. Sonata was number 11. Claudio was number 12? Hell yeah. I didn't know Claudio was number 12. Carmelo Hayes, number 13.
Let's go. I can agree with that.
Yeah, he's had a lot of good matches. Samoa Joe's number 14, which I get based on, relevancy and match quality, but I don't know that I'd rate him that high, especially with Bryan Danielson being down at 16 and Will Ospreay being down at 17.
Ooh.
Both of those guys have had
I feel like
5-star matches.
No disrespect to Carmelo, but Carmelo hasn't had as high caliber opponents as Ospreay. I feel like that they should be switched a little bit.
And then right below Will Ospreay is the fucking well-renowned, world-renowned, I should say, Alexander Hammerstone.
MLW? Really? Okay.
And everybody loves MLW. Bobby Lashley's number 19. What? Bobby Lashley's number 19?
What matches has he had this year?
I don't know.
See? I think that tells
he's
you
in
everything.
the top 20, and I don't know. Trey Miguel closes the top 20, and he's had some great matches. Kevin Owens, number 21. Sami Zayn, number 22, because they've been putting on great matches together.
Jake Lee. That's the one I had my eye on.
Number 23, Jake Lee.
Is it Noah or DDT? I can't remember. He's in one of the Japanese.
I don't know if it's Noah. I don't watch either one very exclusively, but I do watch a little bit of Noah, and I don't.
But I saw him one time, and I was like, I love this guy. I need to see more, and then obviously it's hard to keep track of all this.
And he's right above 24 and 25. Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega
Kenny Omega 25? Well, I don't know, man.
Drew McIntyre's 26. I don't agree with that. I don't think Drew McIntyre would agree with that with how much they've been cutting him.
Yeah.
Cutting his opportunities. Takahashi, 27. Not Tanahashi. Just so we get it clear.
Okay, so I'm already taking umbrage with the fact that Dragunov is not 50.
Yeah. Let's just question this. Why is Adam Page number 28 when he's barely having singles matches?
Ooh, I don't know, man.
Him and Swerve Strickland are probably going to put on a really, really good
They
match.
will, but like this year, Page has not had a lot of singles. If any, I can really.
Man. Let's see. Gran Guerrero is 30. What?
Who?
Matt Cordona's 31. That he should be up on Bobby Lashley's spot. Matt Cordona's been having great matches everywhere.
Yeah, just because
I'm
he's
swallow
not.
my beef jerky.
It's probably just because he's not part of the big promotions now.
Well, and that's stupid because his whole angle right now is going to every small independent promotion and taking the world title and just stacking it up. He said, my closet's filled with title belts, nothing but title belts and dirty laundry and more title belts. He's right above Jay White, too.
I don't. What?
Jay White's number 32. Let's see, we got Shun Skywalker at 33. Alex Kane at 34. Oh, here's a name I recognize. Zack Sabre Jr. is 36. Right above Braun Breaker. Okay, well, to be fair, Braun Breaker has had some really good matches.
Breaker does some really good work. I think
he's probably accurately ranked to be right there in the late 30s.
I would say so, just because I don't know what he's still doing on NXT.
Solo Sikoa's right under him at 38, which, okay, how y'all gonna say Mike Bailey's 39? Y'all got me fucked up. Mike Bailey is not 39 on this list. He is... Oh, Mike Bailey is literally number 11 on this list. Right above Kenta, who's 40. Man, I feel like and this is, I guess, just being a wrestling fan, period. The further down the list I go, the more pissed off I'm getting.
Yes, which I
It's
still
like,
don't see Dragunov.
How is Steve Macklin's 41? How is Hiroshi Tanahashi 42?
I don't understand.
How? Oh my god.
Oh my god, Austin Theory's 45.
The ace. Okay. Ricky Starks is 43. We haven't even gotten to Austin Theory yet, who is at 45. That's funny.
That is kind of funny.
Okay, and again, we're on the top 500 list, right? You're going to tell me Wardlow is 47th on the top 500.
When he hasn't wrestled in like 3 months.
Above Alex Shelley. Right above the name Alex Shelley. The disrespect.
I don't. Where's Takeshita?
Oh my gosh, we haven't even gotten to Takeshita yet. I don't even see him within the 60s. Alright, let me go down a little further for you. Darby Allin is 49th. His body tells you he deserves to be on this list. Edge is straight at 50. And I don't mean his age. Sammy Guevara is at 51. Sammy Guevara could be higher up on the list, I think.
I think so too. Just like, I think. I don't know if I put Finn Balor that much higher, but I feel like he's done some decent work this year.
I'll put number 52, Psycho Clown, a lot higher.
Oh.
How is Psycho Clown above Rey Mysterio?
I just saw a name that I don't even really want to acknowledge.
Was it Tyrus? Tyrus is down there at 58, right below 57, Nick Aldis, who is behind Jacob Fatu, who is, isn't he the, newest Bloodline member, or, the youngest?
No,
not within the story.
Jacob Fatu is, I believe, I don't watch MLW. I just get notifications every now and then.
Yeah.
I believe he took the title from Hammerstone.
Ah.
Or he had the title for a little while at least. No, that's Zilla Fatu that you're thinking of.
Got you. It's getting hard to keep up now.
Yeah.
I was really prominent on knowing the Bloodline up to the Bloodline story, and then I think once Solo came in, everything got twisted around for me. Tyrus is number 58, like we said. Gotta love that. Which, again, you thought he was coming back to WWE.
Thank God. He did not.
Powerhouse Hobbs is 59. Fair. Who is above Finn Balor? How are you above Finn Balor?
I don't know.
Powerhouse Hobbs hasn't had better matches than Finn Balor. I'm sorry.
He is not, nor has he had better opponents.
Let's see. 60 was Satoshi. Ishii is number 62. I like that. Wheeler Yuta's number 63, and I like that. Let's see. Hey, there's Phoenix at 65. Right above Wesley at 66. What if they had a match? That would be...
I might put Wesley a little higher. He put on for that belt.
Yeah. What if wrestlers had the option to wrestle for their place in
That would
ranking
be
within this list?
amazing.
Like, they really had 500 wrestlers across the globe. Be like, okay, Wheeler Yuta should be 62 instead of Ishii, so maybe they should fight, which Ishii would beat his fucking ass, as we know.
Yes.
Ugh, man. Okay, 67, Blake Christian. Hey, there's Daniel Garcia at 69. How appropriate.
Let's go. You can't see it, but I'm doing it. I'm doing the dance.
Oh, man. Damian Priest, 71.
He had a good come up.
As you can tell, I'm just kind of jumping around the list. If you see a name I skip over and you're like, hey, don't forget about them, you tell me why I don't need to forget about them. Let's see. Pentagon Jr., 72. Above Jack Perry, 73.
David Finley said...
Dude, tell David Finley that he's worse than Jack Perry. Tell him to his face. He's better than Titan, though, at 75.
I'm about to get really ticked off. I still don't see Dragon.
Eddie Kingston, 77. He's better than Dragunov, apparently. So is Tristan Archer.
I mean, I would love to see a Kingston Dragunov match. I feel like they'd beat the shit out of each other.
Rocky Romero, 79. Don't agree. But no disrespect. He's a good wrestler. Just don't agree. Let's see, we got Madoka. We got Cruel. Joe Hendry is 84. I believe in that guy. I believe in that guy. Fucking hate Master Watto. Let's see, Pac at 90.
Okay.
Right above 91's Frankie Kazarian. Billy Starks made 96.
That's crazy. Good for her. Good on her.
Man, that's right above. She's above 99 AJ Styles.
Ugh.
That's me slapping my head. Jay Lethal's 101. Let's see, Brian Keith, 102. Hook, 103.
Let's go.
Tom Lawler, 107. Above Mustafa Ali, 108.
Dang. Ali. I mean, he did have a pretty good match against Gunther. He's had pretty good matches in NXT, I guess.
110, Chris Sabin. 112, Swerve Strickland, who's above Shinsuke at 113. I can kind of agree to, like, match quality, though, within the year.
Yeah.
Swerve Strickland's put on some great matches, and Shinsuke's kind of been around. Let's see. El Desperado at 115. Jonathan Gresham, 118.
Oh, he's still wrestling?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Laredo Kid, 124.
Finally found Takeshita.
Bullet Club's Chris Bay is 125. That's kind of cool. Takeshita's right below Chris Bay at 126. Let's see.
Asuka, 129.
130 is LA Knight.
Yeah.
It's like Akira's 129, not Asuka.
Oh, Akira. Sorry, my bad.
Let's see. Kerry Morton, 132. Ace Austin, also Bullet Club, 134. Bandito, 136. I kind of forget about Bandito.
He's injured.
The Miz is 141. Juice Robinson is 142. Now, come on. Mark Briscoe, 145. I don't want to skip over Buddy Matthews at 143. He's just been gone a little while.
Yeah.
Right below Umino at 146 is Nick Wayne.
Ricochet and Bronson. And there's Dragunov.
I was just about to
Hold
say.
on. You put Dragunov
Right below Bronson
below
Reed.
Bronson Reed.
And Ricochet at 149 too. At least he's better than Titus Alexander, and Brody King is 154.
No, I just want to see that match.
Leo Rush is 156. That's a damn lie.
That's also fair, yeah.
Black Taurus 158. Let's see.
Spike Trevay, the Progress World Champion, 161.
Matt Riddle's 164. Above Nathan Frazier at 165. Can we agree with that? I don't think so.
Frazier puts on better matches. Riddle's fought bigger opponents.
Roosh is 168. see. All Ego Ethan Page is 170. Bully Ray 171.
JD McDonough below Bully Ray?
Everybody hold the phone. You're telling me Omos is on the list at 174 when he hasn't done anything but be tall for a year? He hasn't even shown up.
He's below Dax.
What do you do to get
He's
on
above
this?
Dax Harwood.
Stop. Dax Harwood's 181 and Omos is 174. Max Caster's 186 and Omos is 174. Kyle Fletcher is 188 and Omos is 174.
Rise up, Homo sapiens. Let's go.
Hold on. Matt Hardy's 193. Holy shit. Davey Boy Smith Jr.'s 202 on this list, while Omos is 174. Lee Moriarty, I skipped over him, is 196. Who's even at 200? Joe Gacy.
You know what? Joe Gacy has been doing decent work. I can agree with that.
Robbie Eagles, 211. Trick Williams is 213.
Trick-
Above Christopher Daniels.
Okay. Now, if we're going to go based on how much Trick has improved, I would agree with that. Trick has improved tremendously within a year. But Christopher Daniels is Christopher Daniels. I mean,
Right.
you got to give props to Christopher Daniels. He's a legend at this point.
Moose, 220. Brian Myers, 221. Johnny Gargano, 227.
To be fair, I can't even remember a single match he was in this year.
Just a little bit of fun fact. Omos is 174, while Johnny Gargano.
To be fair,
is
he's
chilling
beaten
down
him twice in dark matches recently, so...
Damn. Tommaso Ciampa's 242. Alex Coughlin, 244. Who's at 250? Shaza McKenzie. Charles Mason at 251. Kevin Knight at 252. Above Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee is
253.
putting on bangers.
Love it. I love that he's down that far on the list. Hey, there's my boy Andretti, 256. Ultimo Guerrero, 259. Who else we got here? Lindsay Dorado, 264.
Ricky Shane Page.
Man, Robbie X is down here at 280.
Carter Noir anywhere on here?
Hey, at least Dalton Castle made the list at 279.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston's 294.
Yeah.
How could Carter Noir not be on here? But how is Baron Corbin 299? Right below Luchasaurus. I guess that fits.
I know I think Carter Noir's still currently hurt, so maybe he
Think
was hurt
that's-
during the big duration of this.
Accurate. Okay, there's John Hennigan at 303. They're just like, we're going to go by his actual name because he's changed his name 3 times this year.
That's fair.
Evil, 304, I like that. Commander, 306. Matt Hader, 309. I'm sorry, I didn't know there was a Matt Hader.
That's what I was about to say. Who?
I'm so sorry that I didn't already know that. That is on me. Let's see, who else I got down here? Jeff Cobb, 311. Jack Christ, or is it Christ, 314.
Hold on, you're telling me Naito can't make the list, but Tony D'Angelo can?
Yes. Where's Tony D'Angelo?
Tell me I didn't just...
Oh, he's at 324.
Yes. Kid Lycos. Shout out to Kid Lycos. Progress.
Francisco Akira at 328. Shout out to United Empire. Warhorse, 331. Let's see. Evil Uno, 336. Evil Uno is at 336
Hold
on
on.
the list.
Last note from me. Chad Gable.
Yeah,
338.
right above Matt Taven. Yeah, 338 for Chad Gable.
That's a travesty. Even not countering in the Gunther stuff.
Let's keep going down a little bit. The more you go down, the more you're like, okay,
Who are these people?
all these people made the list off the independents, and Omos is up at 174. There's Mike Bennett at 367. Dude, Trent Seven is 355. I know we're going over time, but we're going to go over till we finish this list. I don't give a shit. This is offensive. Let's see. Mick Moretti was 359. Masato Tanaka, 361. Gato is 363.
I love that there's someone named Beef.
Let's see. Jaden, 377. Great O'Con is 379. Man, United Empire for life. Jimmy Lloyd, 386. Carl Anderson. Machine Gun. Give me my beef jerky. I'm going to bite me a meat stick for Machine Gun Carl Anderson. I love Carl Anderson.
That's fair.
Dolph Ziggler's at 393.
That's fair, I think.
JT Dunn is 395 too. Let's see. Josh Woods, 400.
Okay, then.
We're in the final 100.
Anthony Henry, Rio. Rio is a badass. I haven't seen her stuff lately, but I watched her a couple years ago in Progress.
Yeah.
She is a badass.
She's 402. Let's see. Dirty Dango is 406.
I hate pro wrestling.
Dirty Dango. Oh, man. He hates pro wrestling. See, Kratos, 414. QT Marshall's 415. And not that I'm big on QT Marshall, but, like,
I feel like he's more consistent. He's consistent enough. He should be a little higher.
he definitely is having way better matches than his rating would display. Especially if you watch his ambulance match against Penta. Fucking beautiful. Let's see. GPA 419. Who's 420? Danny Demanto. Demanto. I love mispronouncing names. Zach Patterson, 422. Kevin Bennett, 428.
Maggot 433. Shout out to WXW.
Let's see. 431, Sony Kiss. That was an underrated wrestler. Alice Crowley, 432. Right above Maggot. Hell yeah. Karrion Kross is 440.
That's just funny.
Let's see. 444. Lil Mean Kathleen. Above 445, Zachary Wentz. Come on, man. Disrespect. Let's see. Ricky Martin, 450. Now we're in the last 50. Danhausen's 453.
Gotta love that Danhausen.
Can you think of anybody who hasn't even been on the list yet? I'm trying to think. Anybody that, like, deserves to be on this list other than Naito that isn't on this fucking list. Like, Cara Noir is not on this list.
Yeah, and even though he got hurt, he still was having badass matches.
Yeah.
Now, I will vouch for Dijak. I think Dijak should be a little higher. Dijak is underrated.
That's fair. He's 457. But Danhausen is 453. He's entertaining, but you can't tell me Danhausen has better matches than Cara Noir just because he has the same kind of face paint.
That's fucked up.
I know it. Let's see. Lucia Lee, 462. Rachel Armstrong, 469. Let's see.
Colt Cabana.
Oh, Colt Cabana made the list at 474. Let's see. Moxie Malone, 478. I just like that name. Moxie Malone. Man, I'm not seeing Cara Noir on the list at all. Let's see. MBM, 485.
Hold on. Are you telling me the last? Oh no, I think that's all the people I know. Except for the last person, the very last person.
Love Doug, 488. Now I got a mouthful of jerk. Stan Styles, 495. No relation to AJ Styles.
As far as we know.
The last wrestler on the list is Andre Chase.
Chase, you. Hey, Andre Chase is also very consistent. I would put Duke above him though, but that's just me.
Dustin Rhodes didn't even make the list.
There's like Dustin Rhodes. I'm trying to think here. Axiom?
Man.
Axiom did not make the list. Charlie Dempsey?
Dog. Nathan Frazier did make the list, though.
Frazier did make the list. Oh, God. Lyra Valkyria.
Deonna Purrazzo didn't make the list.
Tiffany Stratton.
Like, damn, the disrespect.
Asuka? Was Asuka not on the list?
Asuka wasn't even on the list.
Io?
I didn't remember seeing Io on the list. I don't remember seeing Bailey at that.
Yeah. Where
Damage Control wasn't in this shit at all.
Hold on,
This is biased.
Was Becky on the list? Was Charlotte on the list? Now I'm just trying to question myself. Like, surely they were, right?
We went down this whole list, and all those names I don't think came up one time. Man.
And, like, okay, a lot of them have had inconsistent booking, have had inconsistent time off and time on. But even then, Omos,
Omos is
Danhausen.
174. And you're telling me Becky Lynch isn't on the list?
Like, I'll concede Cara Noir because maybe he was injured longer than I thought he was, and he didn't have a lot of matches. Although I will shout him out every chance I get because I just love Cara Noir.
Dude. I can't believe they didn't mention any of those people, and Omos is 174.
Meiko Satomura? I mean, she had like 2 matches, but they were 2 or 3 matches, but they were badass matches.
Yeah. All right, we got to end on that one, man.
I don't know.
I don't know who made the list, but in the words of Chris Jericho,
Chip, you know what? You just made the list.
Oh, no. Oh, here we go.
And it sucked. Thank you, good night.
I don't know if this ends. I've been up all night, baby, I keep it going, catching flight after flight.